Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we dive into true stories that hit different. If you enjoyed tales of wit, resilience, and standing your ground, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful true stories like this one. Today, we're heading down to the heart of Texas, where the highways stretch out forever and the silence is a language all its own. This is the setting for Henry Walker's ranch, a place built by his grandfather's own hands. A small piece of earth where Henry, a proud black rancher in his 50s, lived by a simple code: hard work, peace, and minding his own business. But lately, that peace had been in short supply. For 3 straight weeks, his mailbox, a simple structure marking his property, became a target. At first, Henry brushed it off, thinking it was just some mischievous kids. But after the 3rd destruction, he decided to check his security camera footage. What he saw next left him stunned. It wasn't kids. It was a marked HOA patrol car from the neighboring subdivision. Every morning, like clockwork, around 7 a.m., the car would swerve off the road, smash his mailbox to splinters, and speed away as if nothing happened. Henry, a man of patience, fixed it. Once, then twice, then a 3rd time. But as the sun rose on the 4th morning, he knew this cycle had to end. Enough was enough. He rebuilt the mailbox one last time, but with a crucial difference. This wasn't just wood and nails. This was a statement. He embedded the post in a solid concrete base, hidden within a steel casing, and anchored it 2 feet deep into the unforgiving Texas ground. To the untrained eye, it looked like any other wooden mailbox post. But to Henry, it was a message. A quiet, firm declaration. This one's not falling today. The next morning, Henry was up early, coffee in hand, watching the sunrise paint the horizon in fiery hues. He knew what was coming, and right on schedule, the familiar HOA patrol car appeared. Same route, same reckless speed. A quiet smirk played on Henry's lips as he whispered to himself, "Let's see how you like it." The car veered right, aiming directly for the seemingly innocent wooden post. But instead of the expected crash of splintering wood, there was a deafening boom. A sound of twisted metal and shattered glass. The patrol car's front end folded like a tin can, steam pouring from its mangled hood. Henry calmly set his coffee cup down, stood up, and started walking towards the wreck. From the crumpled vehicle stumbled a red-faced man in a polo shirt, emblazoned with the HOA logo, clutching his arm in pain. "What the hell did you do?" the man shrieked, his voice laced with shock and fury. Henry adjusted his hat, his gaze steady. "Built my mailbox properly," he replied, a hint of steel in his voice. You can't do that. You destroyed my car," the man sputtered, incredulous. Henry's smirk widened. "You destroyed 3 of my mailboxes. I'd say we're even." "I'll have you arrested," the HOA man threatened, his face a mask of rage. Henry crossed his arms, unfazed. "For what? Building something on my own property?" Just then, a police cruiser pulled up behind the wreckage, its lights flashing softly. A real officer stepped out, taking in the bizarre scene, then turning to Henry. "Morning, Mr. Walker. Everything all right?" Henry nodded, a faint smile playing on his lips. "Just fine, officer. Caught myself a repeat offender." The HOA man, still fuming, stammered. "He's lying. I was on patrol." The officer, clearly unimpressed, fixed him with a stern look. "Sir, patrol for an HOA doesn't mean running down someone's property." Henry then calmly handed over a flash drive. "You'll find 3 weeks of evidence on there, officer." The officer nodded, his expression shifting to understanding. "Looks like you handled this better than most would've." Henry chuckled softly. "My granddaddy used to say, when folks don't learn the easy way, the ground will teach 'em the hard way." By the afternoon, the story spread through the small Texas town like wildfire. Locals couldn't help but laugh, admiring Henry's ingenuity and composure. The HOA, however, was not amused. The very next day, Henry received a notice in his mailbox, the one still standing tall and proud. It was a demand from the HOA to remove the hazardous structure within 48 hours or face a hefty fine. Henry just smiled. "Hazardous, huh? To whom?" Instead of replying with a letter, Henry decided to attend the next HOA meeting in person. As he walked into the room, a hush fell over the assembled homeowners. At the front table, still in a neck brace and nursing a bruised ego, sat the very same man who'd been smashing his mailbox. Henry tipped his hat politely. "Evening, everyone." The HOA president, A woman with a strained expression cleared her throat. "Mr. Walker, your mailbox violated neighborhood safety standards." Henry raised an eyebrow. "My mailbox? It's on my land, outside your neighborhood. I don't answer to your rules." The woman stammered, trying to regain control. "Well, technically, our patrol covers the surrounding area." "Patrol?" Henry interrupted, his voice cutting through the tension. "Lady, your patrol has been breaking the law, and I've got the footage to prove it." He pulled out the flash drive and set it firmly on the table. 3 weeks' worth. Trespassing, property damage, and reckless endangerment. The room fell silent once more, the weight of his words hanging heavy in the air. The injured man slammed his hand down on the table, wincing slightly. "This is extortion!" he cried out. Henry just grinned. "No, son. This is accountability." A few homeowners in the back started whispering, their voices growing bolder. "He's right. They've been overstepping for months." Henry leaned forward, his gaze sweeping across the room. "I didn't come here to fight. I came to remind you people, respect doesn't stop at your fence line." With that, he turned and walked out, leaving a stunned silence and a room full of people forced to confront the truth. 2 days later, a city attorney visited Henry's ranch. "Mr. Walker," she said, a warm smile on her face, "the HOA has agreed to a settlement and to cease all unauthorized patrols beyond their property." Henry nodded, a quiet satisfaction in his eyes. "Sounds fair," she added. "They will also be covering the cost of your mailbox repairs, all 4 of them." Henry chuckled softly. "Appreciate that." As she was leaving, she paused, a twinkle in her eye. "By the way, the officer who handled your case said you might have just started a trend. Other ranchers are calling their new mailboxes Walker-proof." Henry laughed out loud. "Maybe I should start a business." That evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills, painting the Texas sky in shades of orange and purple, Henry sat on his porch again, a sense of peace settling over him. A single mail truck passed, the real kind, and the driver waved. Henry waved back, a genuine smile on his face, looking at his unbroken mailbox shining under the golden light. Some victories aren't loud or flashy, they're quiet, steady, and concrete, just like the lesson Henry taught that day. What did you think of Henry's clever solution? Let us know in the comments below. If this story inspired you to stand your ground with grace and wit, please like the video, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing true stories right here. We appreciate you watching and hope you have a wonderful day ahead.